I also want to give my heartfelt thanks to the board of directors and to the president and the faculty for the invitation to be here today.
Vainia hian board member putene na te president le faculty te chunga kalom na hi ka hilchuak na saduani.
To the graduating students, I want you to know today I'm talking just to you.
Vainia hian a graduate ho point til kathu soi tu ri ngun taka ilongai thak ka bai sei ani.
All these people get to listen in and watch, but I'm talking to you.
A big takin graduate ho focus devin til kan soi dona.
It was more than 30 years ago when I sat where you sat as a graduating student.
Kum som thum kalta kha nang mani ang hian he tiang hian kalo thu ve to.
I had come to the end of my education and was now ready to serve the church.
Kazir nalam tuang ka zo ve don chan to ko khana rongbol turin kain pai chota.
It was an exciting day for me.
He tiang ni hi ka tan chuan ni ro pui tak alo ni ve thin to ni.
But I also want to confess to you
he tiang hian thilenga mo in ne na han puan lok ka dua.
I don't remember any of the convocation speech and the wisdom that the speaker had for me.
Ka le khazir laya convocation day nia speaker ina thu thatak tak asoi te kha vain thleng hian ai nga ma hi ka het to lo reng reng ani.
Hopefully your memories will be much better than mine in 30 years.
Kai ngot ai chon nang ni chu kum som thum kal ta po in la ziom fe chu ka ring ani.
It has been wonderful for Nancy and I to spend these few days of our lives with you.
Kanu pa Reverend Nancy ne na in ne na ni rei lo te kan cham chung hian lom na tam tak kan ne ya.
As students, we have been so impressed with your hard work, and you have touched and blessed our hearts.
In thorim ziate in pek zo ziate kan mu hian kan churil min khoi hle ani.
We shall remember and continue to pray for you.
In tan po karo trong trai chun som zelang.
And your hospitality and bringing us into your lives was very gracious and generous of you.
In hoi hom na te hian kan churila min nei hle a.
You are now graduates, you are now leaders in the church.
Tuna chuan degree in lo khum ta ko than roi tu atan po in tan ko in honga.
You are no longer students.
Tuna chuan zirlai in ni tolova.
And yet, just as you were students, you must always keep Jesus in front of you.
In na tho chun som zel dan tura po Isu Krista du dan anga kepen zel turin in film khurtur ani.
Jesus is the one who will guide you now. Jesus is the one who is going to encourage you.
Chuti chuan ama ngei chuan a roi zelang chunga beidon na roma po ti chak zel don chuani.
Do your best to stand in the sandals that Jesus would have walked in.
Isu Krista nung sui na ko nga hian rim takle chel takin in thayang to ka kepen turin ka fui du chewa.
What Jesus said, you must now say.
Isu Kristan atiang chu asoyang chu nang nipon in soyanga.
What Jesus did, you must now do.
Isu Kristan atiang chu nang nipon in tianga.
And the Holy Spirit will give you the courage to say and to do these things.
Chu tiang ati thei tur chon tharau thiang lim chon chakna pezel don chewani. Amen.
In Luke chapter 10, verses 1 to 17,
Chin cha Lukasia pung som chang khatat changa som pasari kanen chuan
Jesus sends out his disciples,
lali suan asir tirte atir chuaka
and they are to prepare the way.
kong thar te sial zel turin.
It is in Luke chapter 10 that we see how our theme verse is spelt out in full.
Heta Luka ziak pung som atang hian ani helaya kan tar in kim hi kan lak chuani tuna kan thupui hi.
It is the convocation speech of Jesus to his disciples.
Hey helai hun takhi lali suapen azir tirte nena venni anga convocation day an manni hi ani veni.
Those last words of wisdom before he sends them out on their own.
Thufing thupoi mo tak tak azir ashila achanchu atir chua to dona wangin.
I believe that the words that we find in Luke 10 are also words for you as graduates today.
heta lal isuan luk kapung soma zirtir te athon chwadan chungchang hi nang ni tan po thil poimo tak ani ti hi karing ani.
In Luke 10, the disciples are beginning a new journey.
Ti chuan luk kapung soma kan muangin isuale azirtir te chu kong thar dap turin khwal sin an tanta.
This will be a new thing, traveling to villages and towns without their Lord and their Master.
Ti chuan kholian ate khote ate khwal sin kong thar dap turin rong bol na vazong turin na tir chuak ta
And as Jesus said to them, I say to you, it is your job now to prepare the way for Jesus Christ.
tiang chuan ka tir chewang hian nang ni poin nang manin kong in sial in dap chok sial chuak zel turani.
And Jesus, in helping them to understand, gives them some important instructions.
Ti chuan lal iso pen ati dan tur kong tha te ko mu zel ang cheunga.
The first instruction is the foundation.
Masaber hi a foundation chuania azirtir na masaber hi a foundation chuania.
The foundation of everything that Jesus is going to share with them.
Chuan athil bul apoimo abul thut per chulal isuan azirtir ang cheunga.
He reminds them that we worship a God who loves to send.
Heta tanga kan hriat chua pakhat chu kan pathian hi mi te tir chuak pathian kan biak pathian mi te tir chuak pathian ani ti hiani.
Here in Luke 10, Jesus is sending the disciples, but God has been doing sending from Genesis.
Heta hian chanchim thalu ka siak bung soma kan mogel lal isua chun azir tir te atir chuak tana amar chu pathian chuan Genesis ya tang khan enga motir chu alo nei dei toni.
In the creation story, God sends out His Word.
Chang kan thlir chuan pathian in athu atir chuaka.
And when God sends out His Word, amazing miracles happen.
Chuan athu atir chuak kal tlang chuan thil ro puile maktak mai hialo om chho zela.
And God said, let there be sky, and there was sky.
Van lo om ro se tia lo om maya.
And God said, let there be earth, and there was earth.
Khove lo om ro se ti om tamai zela.
And God said, let the seas be filled with creatures, living creatures, and it happened.
Ti chuan thil siam zong zong in thil khat vek ro se te thil alo om zel tamai ani.
Then we move on through the Old Testament.
Chuan tuthlung thara tangin tiang kan kai tuthlung lui tang kan kai chho zelanga.
And we see that God sends the prophets to His people.
Ti chuan tuthlung lui apo khan azol nei te lalpan atir chuan thu kan hua.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, God is having this conversation with Isaiah.
Isaiah bungru kan sing chuan in zol nei te le pathian in biak ton na kan hua. Thil poimo tak mai kan hulaya.
As the Father has sent me, so I send you.
Pain came in tirangin ng nipo katir chewani atiani.
We worship a God who loves to send.
Pathian mangay nakat pathian mangay na hil chuak tu rami te tir chuak tu pathian ni kan biak pathian ani.
It is God's mission to get disciples like you to connect with His creation.
Kan pathian chu mi te tir chuak ka zirtira siama chanchin tha hil dar mi ania.
It does not matter if you are in Chinland or Canada or Myanmar or wherever. This is God's mission for us.
Tuwe mo kan eng ram po ni ro se China mo Canada mo Burma ram chunga mo chung chuat vai vekin pathian mission ani vek ani.
So wherever you go, please know that God has sent you.
Khoyin kal poin khongai takina yi kheteu lalpan atir cheuni ti hi thengil reng lo teu.
Even if you remain here at home, God has still sent you.
Ina inomani poin lalpa hian atir tho cheuni ti hi khetla tang cheu.
There's other instructions that Jesus gives His disciples.
Ti chuan zirtir na adang lalisuan apelea.
Jesus knows that they are going to perform better in this mission if they work with partners.
Ti chuan thil dang tha zok hlotling taka rong bol ten chun zong theina lal isua chuan thian dun thian nei turin azirtir lea.
He does not send them out alone. He sends them together.
Lal isua hian amalin azirtir te hi akaltir ngai lo ani.
By creating pairs, Jesus creates the maximum number of teams that he can.
Panital ni turin athianga lalpa rong bol tur hian he lal anilo pera panitala rong bol ho tur hian lal isuan min titlatani.
So whatever your ministry is going to be,
Eng rong bol na konga po ipen chuagan ichuan
do not do it alone. Find partners to work with.
amalin thoksu thian siamang che thian nayang che
I believe Jesus knew that working alone can be dangerous work.
ma ni ma rong boli lal isuan ichuan clear dan chuan thil hlo om tak ni in alangani.
Partnership is the way that Jesus established with his disciples.
Thian naya rong bol hi lal isua ti dan azir tirte athon chuadan nitlat mai.
Another instruction that Jesus gave,
Thil dang min zir tir le chu
the mission that he sent them on was close to home.
chuan chu tianga mi te azir tir atir chuate chu in nai zo ka te kho chu nai zo ka te
They did not have to travel very far.
hlat taka kal tur hian ati phot lem lo fa
They did, and they will not know you, and you will not know them.
chang chuan midang inon shelong an ni pon an lo shelo mai thei chewa
But as they hear you share your testimony of joy,
pathian thil ti mak in chan te in va share phot chuan
you will become an example to them that they can strive after.
chung ho lo om lo zir mek te tan chuan en ton tlak tak in ni sia lo lang chuak dawn ani.